Hello, everyone. Welcome to Seed and Stone Musings. I'm Joseph McCaffrey. Thanks for listening this week. This week, I want to share a little bit about my perspective of the way in which the masculine can be in service to the feminine, and the way in which I'm seeing how this masculine energy so much now is distorted, and the way in which it is powering over the feminine in very destructive ways. This conversation has happened for me over years of what it is to step into what I believe it is to be a man in the world. The way in which I have learned to embody the masculine that is in service to the feminine, both inside of me and outside of me. This devotion, this practice, to continue to be in this conversation of how to shift these patterns of misogyny and ways in which have caused violence to both those who identify as women and to the earth. This conversation happened for me over about 2 years, where I was having a recurring dream. And in this dream, the theme is that my partner is returning home from being with a lover and she's deeply satisfied. And in the dream, I am filled with despair. I'm filled with not feeling good enough. I'm filled with jealousy, filled with anger. And this dream, this theme of this dream went on for about 2 years, and I began to work this dream over and over. And one day I took it out onto the land and I conducted a ceremony where I was in conversation with the dream characters. And what came through so clearly in that ceremony was seeing how the feminine in me had been suppressed. The way in which I was taught through sports, playing hockey, to be this dominant male figure that suppressed what we label as weak, the feminine within me. And I saw how that happened to my father and his father and all my male ancestors. And I saw how that had happened on a world scale to all the men of the world. And I saw the ways in which the masculine suppressed and violently has taken from the earth this true mother, this true divine feminine, this one that brings life into the world upon which we come from, Mother Earth. And I saw this so clearly, and I was filled with grief and despair of the loss for so many years of the beauty of the feminine within me. And it set me out on the task to begin asking the questions, what is it to be a man in the world? And for me, what it is to be a man is to cultivate the strength and the courage to go into the most vulnerable places, to heal, and to actually live and step out in the world in my true vulnerability, in a way in which is in service to the feminine. To be a man is to be able to cultivate the capacity and the strength to hold space and protect, so the feminine can express itself fully, can feel safe to express itself fully. And that is taking work. That is taking work to deconstruct the programming of what it is to be a man, to puff off your chest, to live from this hard place, and to see that the feminine is not weak but truly fierce. As I've spoken to in other poems, the divine feminine, which shows up for me in this female form, has taught me, has taken me to the edges, and has shown me what courage is and the way in which to be vulnerable in this world, in this place. I've also learned that through 2 home births where my task was to hold my wife as she labored for hours, hold her up, support her so that she could bring life into this world. To use the strength that was in me, that masculine strength, to hold her, to serve her so that life could come into the world. And then to catch my child, coming from the womb, coming from that dark world into this place of light. And to feel those emotions fully unravel me, bring me to my knees, to welcome life into this world and be able to receive it. To be in true service in that way. And that has become my devotion, to shift those patterns, to heal, to see when I'm living from a wounded place or a protective place and move into my wholeness so that I may be vulnerable, open, feeling my emotions, present. And this has come through in this conversation, again with the beloved, and I want to share this poem with you, A Beloved's Altar, that came through about a year ago in Sage Canyon, this beautiful Red Rock Canyon, where I laid myself down, surrendering myself to this divine teacher who again has opened me and cracked me in so many ways. This poem, A Beloved's Altar. Your flow takes me to the blood-stained altar on the edge. One dance with you ignites the fire at the core of my longing. Snakes slither up my spine, seducing the erotic, sensual place in my depths. The portal at the root of the alligator juniper opens. There, she pierces my heart with one glance of her deep flowing eyes, murdering any last thought of distorted desire, so that I may plant the stone seeds in the most dangerous of places, fully exposed, naked, in the madness of the river, in full-bodied delight. For more Seed and Stone musings, visit seedandstone.org.